Good morning, buenos dias. Top of the morning to you, lad. It's Sunday. I'm off work. I don't have the kids, which kind of presents a problem because I really just don't know what to do with my day. And so, you and I are going to figure out this problem together. But first, we dine because breakfast is the most important part of the day. So, let's get something to eat. Now, it was about a year and a half ago that my ex-wife and I made a decision that totally changed the outcome of my life. You know what I mean? The structure, the path that I was on. We decided to separate. So I was over here in my home, and I'm not talking about the physical house and all the shit that you've amassed over the years. I have nothing has nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? That's not a home. That's just a building. But I found myself over here all alone. It wasn't a decision that we came upon lightly, but it was what we felt was best for ourselves at the time. And the result of that decision was being alone. Now, even before I was married, I was in a long-term relationship for years. So this whole being alone thing was a foreign concept to me. It wasn't something that I understood or was necessarily prepared for. I was so used to coming home to the sound of chatter and noise and kids and your significant other. And now I was coming home only to the voice inside my head. This was culture shock. You know, the one thing that they don't prepare you for when you separate from somebody, or say you're just moving out from your family, you were living with your family, is the unbridled loneliness. Like, the loneliness is craze balls, okay? Because you're so used to being gregarious and waking up and somebody is there, whether it's your your family, your kids, your wife, your husband, whatsoever, and now you find yourself alone. Now, it doesn't happen immediately. If you're separating, there's always this idea in the back of your head that possibly, we're going to work this thing out, and we're going to get back together, we'll back in, whatever. And so that right there prevents the loneliness from creeping. You don't feel lonely because you don't really feel detached from these folks. But once you make that decision and make it official, that's when it happens right there. That's when it happens. But I promise you, okay, that eventually you'll get over it. See, there is a hump. You will get over that hump. You will get over that hump. And that's when it transitions from being lonely to just being alone. And those are two totally different things. But when you're somebody like myself who is already an introvert, already a loner, you have to be very careful, because that feeling of being alone starts to become addictive after a while. You don't want to invite people into your space. But we're not meant to be alone forever. And eventually you have to move on. Now I have to move on. And so you have to learn or be open-minded to not shut off the rest of the world and just want to just be in your turtle shell. I mean, I must be becoming an old man or something like that, because I swear I just like to come and sit right here at this table in the morning when I have a quiet morning, drink my cup of coffee or my cup of tea, and just look out the window at people walking their dogs and jogging and so on and so forth. It's just something calming about it. I love it. I say that to say, about to cut y'all off for a moment and go be old and just enjoy life. See you in a few minutes. Okay, enough of that. How about we clean up a little bit? Be productive. Let's go.
There's just something about vacuum lines in the carpet that is just amazing. When you get older, it's the little things. Look at that. Alexa, turn on living room lights.
Okay.
Now, once you make it out of this loneliness stage, then it transitions to you reconnecting with yourself. So you've been a part of this unit for so long, whether it's a familial unit or a relationship, a marriage, whatever. But after a while, when you bring these individuals together, they start to meld into one unit, one thought process, one culture. And now you have torn yourself away from that, and you must reconnect, not with who you were before, but who you are in that current moment. And this is a process. Like, this is a journey. It's not going to happen overnight, and you cannot become frustrated with it, nor can you rush that process. In a sense, it's more difficult than reconnecting with a past loved one or a spouse, but the process is the same. Like, if you were separated from somebody for a prolonged period of time, what would you do to reconnect with them? You would spend time with them. You would
Go out to eat, go out to dinner, go to movies, go to museums. Just spend time talking to them and drilling down. And you must do the same thing with yourself. Now, that may be uncomfortable for some folks to spend time alone and to go and do things by yourself. Take a solo trip or something like that. I ride in the car by myself often with no music on, just my own thoughts, and you'd be surprised at the growth that comes out of that. Now, this thing is like a cocoon or an incubator, and if you pull a caterpillar out of a cocoon too soon, what will happen? If you pull a baby out of an incubator or out of the womb too soon, what will happen? It's premature, it's underdeveloped, and that is why you must let this process play out in its entirety. But when you get to the end of it, it's a beautiful thing. Having a deeper understanding of who you are as a person is a beautiful thing, and it will help your relationships, whether they be business, friendships, or romantic, in the future. And what am I doing? I'm taking drugs because, damn it, I'm out of shape, and I gotta work out. I gotta work out today. I gotta get back in shape, and I need to speed this process up with some good old creatine. It's gonna happen. Take a look at it.
I wasn't able to get you some of the gym footage like I wanted to. There was more people in there than I anticipated, and I didn't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. Besides, there was people making me feel uncomfortable. Like some of them gym guys and gym dudes, they just be taking that shit way too serious sometimes. And listen, I've seen some big guys get folded up like origami. But anyway, back to this living alone thing. Living alone and being happy, these are not things that are mutually exclusive. Some days will be harder than others while you're alone. But if you're not happy with yourself, it's not going to make any difference to move on or live with someone else later on. Those external factors are not going to make you happy. Now you're just going to be unhappy with someone else and possibly making them unhappy. Happiness is a choice. Just like living alone is a choice. Happiness is a choice. But as long as you follow that trajectory that we talked about before, it is not out of your grasp. You have to reach out and snatch happiness by the balls. Okay? But you have to be comfortable with you first to plant those seeds of happiness and let them sprout into a beautiful rose. See what I just did right there? That was amazing. I am starving. I got to pick up an Amazon package, and I bought tickets. Well, not tickets, because it's just for me. I bought a ticket to go see Nosferatu tonight. So you guys will come along with me for that, and I can give you my opinion of that movie. Because I don't mind doing shit by myself. You think I feel uncomfortable going to this movie by myself? You are sadly mistaken. I don't give a damn. I'm going to enjoy myself as I got to go to work tomorrow. So I'm trying to get every single piece in before I got to go back to the slave mines. All right, so let's see what we're going to do. We need to eat. I was going to cook for you guys, but it's getting late and I don't feel like it. So I'm going to get something to eat somewhere because I worked out and I'm starving. Clean myself up and let's go to this movie, bro. Shit. Hungry. pretty decent. That was a good movie. You ain't seen it, and you were thinking about going to see it. Go ahead, check that joint out, man. But I can tell you this, though. I can tell you just what I was talking about earlier about being too used to being alone. First of all, I pre-purchased these tickets to force myself to leave the house, because otherwise I would have still been there. I would have been on that couch with the couch blanket, falling asleep watching something. That's for sure. That is for sure. Pre-purchase these tickets. I don't like to waste money. So I knew if I pre-purchased the tickets, I would leave the house and I would go see the movie, right? But here's what I can tell you. Like, here's why I know I'm getting messed up, because when I bought the tickets, I was like the only person that had a ticket. I had the only seat. By the time I got close to there, 3 more people had purchased tickets. There was a couple sitting like behind me, and there was like another person like sitting like directly behind me, and that annoyed the shit out of me, which is abnormal. But I'm like, man, I could hear this motherfucker eating popcorn like it was in my ear. That shit was annoying as like, damn, I just wanted to be there dolo. You know what I mean? But that's just unrealistic. That's just unrealistic. All right, let's go to the crib. Get ready to wind down. You get ready for another work week. Share a little nightcap with you guys before it's all over. You know, reaching happiness, again, while being alone is not impossible. And in my particular case, the happiness that I grow or that is derived from this process has little to nothing to do with getting further from any one person, more so than it is getting closer to myself. So if this is a conscious choice for you, and you feel apprehension, don't be scared. Don't be fearful of being alone, because like I said earlier, being alone and being lonely are 2 totally different things entirely. And once you understand the difference between the 2, you'll be a much stronger person. Do I plan on living like this forever? Of course not. Of course not. But while I'm here, I will make the best of this situation to ensure that when that day does arise, when I feel like inviting someone into my life or inviting someone into my space, I will be a much better person. Now, I'm going to finish this alone, and I'm going to go to bed alone. I'm going to wake up alone and get ready to go to work. And I appreciate you guys spending the day with me. And maybe we'll spend another one together soon. Go to sleep, son. Peace. Get a life.